copper, copper, and more copper. Welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher.
So let's jump right into it.
We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. What is going on, YouTube? Thank you for joining me for another Hot 10 breakdown of the week. If you guys are new to my channel, we cover everything from comics, toys, collectible items, everything you guys can think of, vintage toys, I have you guys covered. With that said, if you're new to the Hot 10 breakdown of the week, what I do is I take the 10 hottest comics according to the Key Collector app, and I break them down for you guys, letting you know which books I'm buying, and which books, of course, I'm staying away from. But before we get started in the video, I remind you guys, do yourself a favor, hit that sub button, you will not regret it, and do me the favor, smash that like button because it really helps the channel out. And if you're interested in merch, I always got you covered. Check the description of every video, you'll find the link to my merch store. With that said, let's get into this week's breakdown. Starting off the list at number 10 for the past 3 weeks, it's a copy of TMNT The Last Ronin #1 and the first appearance of Oroko Hiroto, the grandson of the Shredder, and the first appearance of Casey Marie Jones, the daughter of Casey and April. And we just had a whopping CGC 9.9 sell for $750, up an insane 58% over the average. I will say this is a fantastic storyline. If you're into TMNT, you will absolutely love it. With that said, I'm not paying almost $1,000 for a CGC 9.9. At that point, you're only paying up for the grade. I would say stay the hell away from this one if you're buying a Slab book. Coming in at the 9th spot this week is a copy of Usagi Yojimbo #1 and the first solo title featuring Usagi Yojimbo. And we just had a CGC 9.8 sell for $685, up a crazy 34% over the average. I'm not too sure why this book is on this list right now, but I will say for a 9.8 under $700 is not too bad if you absolutely love the character. If you have no idea who this character is, I'd be definitely staying away from this one. To me, I've actually never read it, so I'm not going to be buying this book right here, but hey, if you do, I can't stop you. Also at number 8 this week is a new book to this list and some 1990s goodness. It is a copy of Spider-Man #1, the Platinum variant, and a CGC 9.8 just sold for a whopping $3,850, flat over the average. Then we had a CGC 9.6 sale of $1,152, up only 1% over the average. I have seen this book before, and believe it or not, I actually saw someone over at King Con 5 this year pick this book up. With that said, I do love Spider-Man #1, but there's no way in hell I'm spending almost $4,000 on the Platinum variant. I just don't see the value in buying this book for that price. If you like valuable errors, I did a couple of videos relating to these books, but I gotta tell you, a lot of them are just too pricey for me. Back on the list at number 7 this week is a copy of Wolverine #88 and the first battle between Wolverine and Deadpool.
Go fuck yourself.
Now we just had a deluxe CGC 9.8 sell for $408, up only 14% over the average. We know why this book is hot right now. I was just at Zap Comics a couple of weeks back. If you guys haven't watched that video, do yourself a favor, check it out. They had this book on their wall for less than $100 in pretty nice shape. So to pay almost $400 and change for this book, I think it's absolute lunacy. You can go out and get a raw copy for a hell of a lot less than that. Back on the list at number 6 this week is a copy of Godzilla #1 and the first ongoing Godzilla series published for the US market. And we just had a CGC 9.8 sell for $465, up another 8% over the average. Everything Godzilla is super hot right now. I'm not going to deny it, but I'm going to tell you the same thing I always do when this book comes up. $400 is a lot of money to spend on a comic book, especially a Copper Age comic book. If you want to go out and get the 35-cent variant, that I'd be behind. Other than that, I'd be staying away. Coming in at number 5 is the only Silver Age book on this list. It is a copy of Tales to Astonish #93 and this classic cover by Marie Severin, and also an iconic battle between the Hulk and the Silver Surfer, and a CGC 9.0, just sold the prior week for only $700, up 1% over the average. We also had a CGC 6.5 sale of only $240, up a crazy 20% over that average. Again, here we have a case of the lower grade going up a higher percentage. That's what I always say to you guys. Yes, I want to own this book. It's a classic cover, and if you collect classic covers, I'd definitely be picking this one up. I'd want to spend around $200 for my copy. That's what I'm willing to spend personally, but hey, if you want a higher grade copy, I'm not going to stop you. I just rather not break the bank for this book. Whoa, at the 4th spot this week is a book I have not seen in forever on this Hot 10. It is a copy of Werewolf by Night, number 32, and the first appearance and origin of Moon Knight. We all know this book has gotten absolutely demolished over the past couple of years, and we just had a CGC 8.0 sell for $1,505, up 4% over the average. Then we had a mid-grade 4.0 sell for $675, up another 23% over the average. I gotta tell you this, guys, this book's come down so far, I gotta say it's almost a buy. In fact, I'm giving it my thumbs up. I do think if you're a Moon Knight fan, you should definitely own this book. Well worth it at this price, in my opinion. Just make sure you get the right copy for you. Fantastic book, one of the better ones from the Bronze Age. Back on the list at number 3, the book that will not go away. It is a copy of Wolverine number 1 and the first solo title featuring Wolverine. And of course, it's the iconic cover done by the great Frank Miller. And we just had a CGC 9.8 sold for $698, up 5% over the average. Then we had a CGC 9.2 sale of $200, up again a 24% over the average. That's crazy to me. There are so many copies of this book out there. Notwithstanding, I do love the cover. It is one of the best by the great Frank Miller, but I want to spend around $200 for this book. That is it. If I can get it cheaper than that, I will gladly do that as well. I don't want to cough up the money for this book. You guys know that, but if you love Frank Miller and you love Wolverine and you get it for a deal, I'm all over it. At that 2 spot this week is some more Copper Age goodness. Again, another book that's been all over the list. It is a copy of New Mutants 87 and the first appearance of Cable. There are rumors out there that Josh Brolin still may show up in Deadpool 3. We will see. Remains to be seen. Either way, a CGC 9.8 just sold for $520, up 11% over the average. I say it every week. I do think this book is still undervalued, but in a 9.8, it's getting up there in price. If I could find my copy for around $400, I'd pull the trigger. But if not, I'd wait till after Deadpool 3 comes out and this book may drop. And coming in at the top spot, another book that will just not go away because of the hype created by Deadpool 3. It is a copy of New Mutants 98 and the first appearance of Deadpool. And we just had a CGC 9.8 sell for $1,525, up 9% over the average. Now, do you remember last week we had over $1,600 sale in a 9.8? So this book is really fluctuating right now. I say it every week. Wait for after that movie to come out and let's see where the dust settles. Until then, I'd definitely be staying away. Hope you guys enjoyed this list. Again, a lot of Copper Age books are appearing on this list week after week after week after week. The Lone Silver Age book is a good one, and one of the Bronze Age one is also very good. But it is now time for my best buy of the week. And I'm going to surprise you guys here. I'm going to go with Werewolf by Night number 32 and the first appearance of Moon Knight. Whenever a book has been gone down basically 75% or more, now is the time to start thinking about purchasing this book if you're a Moon Knight fan. If you're not and you don't like the cover and you don't love the character, then why spend the money? Right now in this market, I would not be buying anything if you don't really want the book. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.